Hey everybody, Mattsquatch here.
We're getting ready to go on an expedition here, and just wanted to do a quick gear check, share a few things with you folks. First thing, plenty of water. We're going to be staying in a house like that we usually stay in, and it's got heat and flush toilets and all that kind of stuff. So we're not really camping. Excuse me, but there's a lot of gear, and as time goes on, I end up taking more and more and more stuff out into the field. Now, a lot of this stuff stays at the house, and I take one or two things with me as I see fit in a backpack or in a car, or sometimes I just shove stuff in my pocket if it's going to be a quick trail, like I'm checking a trail camera, or depending on all day, you can scale up and scale down. It doesn't mean you're taking all this stuff with you. But let's just go over a few things. I've done other videos on this stuff in the past, but I just kind of wanted to do a pre-checklist here. First thing, got our iPad here. This is great for editing movies because you can sync your GoPro to the iPad and then upload the videos to your iPad and then use the iMovie, which is what I use to edit it. And there's a full-size laptop because it has the ability to check the trail cameras, because there's currently 2 trail cameras up there right now, and put it in a slot, and we can see the pictures that our trail cameras have taken. And if you're bored, you can watch movies and everything else. And I can charge the iPad or the GoPros off of a fully charged laptop with the right adapter. So there's that. We got my Hero 5, and I think I had 3 or 4, a little older one. I use this one primarily. It's the fully waterproof by itself without the shell case. I got a new foam handle that makes less noise. I was using this one before, and it floats and it's comfortable, but sometimes you'd hear some scratching, popping noises come over the film, and it was due to this hollow handle. And this one, I've tried it out, is squishy and built a lot better, and it's an authentic GoPro one. Yes. So yeah, I like GoPros. I know they don't zoom, but it's not pictured here. It's already in the car. I've got a still camera with a really good film, a DSLR. And when you're out there and you're able to work in groups of 2s, because you're carrying so much gear and so much stuff to do a proper investigation, give one guy a still camera that can also take videos, but they can zoom in. Like, what is that on the ridge over there? And he can zoom in, and and give someone else a video camera. I like GoPros. I know there's handy cams and everything else, but GoPros are rugged. They're cheap enough to where if it got lost or crushed, they're a couple $100. They weren't $1,000. There's so many different attachments and different clips and things you can do to get it to latch onto things. A little mini tripod for the GoPro is nice as well if you're doing a tabletop thing. Radios are good if you guys are going to be separate, or you guys are, someone's going to go check a trail camera and someone's going to stay back at, your home base, kind of a deal. Field guide, kind of funny. Just throw it in there. But it's great for new people as well, or you're just kind of bored and looking for something to read. Yeah, we're going to get to the guns in a second. In here, the Integra bag, that's the DNA and hair sample collection. Just random stuff. An EMF meter, that's kind of fun at night when things are feeling creepy. That's more like ghost hunting type stuff, but there's a lot of theories about EMF and Bigfoot and general paranormal creatures. You have all your chargers in there and all your attachment points and screwdrivers, headlamp, tape and bungee cords, your batteries, Surefire batteries, regular batteries, tape, all that kind of stuff. Here's a sound meter too, a kind of a cheap one I can leave out in the woods and check. Most importantly, good first aid kit. This is one that I built. I got a pack on Amazon. I believe it was like 10 or 15 bucks, but it's got multiple pouches, and let's see if I can open it up here. But I've got quick clot in there, enough to stop a femoral artery bleed, believe it or not. At least that's what it says. We got some bandage, some gauze for some big blowouts. There's also a tourniquet in here, which is right out front. And I think the pen for it's right here. Normally the pen sits in there, so you write the time when you apply the tourniquet. Also, and I believe in this front pouch, I got more like first aid kind of stuff, and ponchos and bug bite stuff, and Band-Aids and boo-boos and gloves and that kind of stuff. So just kind of a general blowout first aid kit. It's not super intense. We're not doing it. Basically, I cover minor cuts and scrapes, and some intermediate cuts and things that should probably have some stitches, and then also like life and death stuff, like a tourniquet to quick clot. I don't carry a lot of that, but I make sure I have at least something with me. Something's better than nothing. If you want to be prepared, they have like those full hospital backpacks, but that's quite a lot. The guns, we are going to do some shooting while we're up there. We can shoot right on the property, no problem. It's completely legal. I do carry a gun in the woods with a California hunting license from time to time. And as long as you shoot with lead-free ammo and wear it open. This is my new one. This is my Airlight 329 PD Smith & Wesson. It's a 44 Magnum and it weighs like 25 ounces. I've shot it. 44 Specials are a little snappy. 44 Magnums hurt like hell. But it's a big, powerful gun. It's got like those V-notch sights on there, high-vis sights, titanium cylinder. It was an expensive gun. I sold a couple guns to get it. Those are snap caps, by the way. And this is one of my gun I bought when I was 21 years old in 2004. Yeah, I know, I'm getting old. That's my 66 F-Comp Smith & Wesson Performance Center gun. Very nice. They shoot 38 357s in there. And even though it's smaller, this gun weighs about half as much as that gun weighs. Some speed loaders. Taking a friend up with me. We're going to show him how to shoot safely. I'm a big revolver guy too. I own lots of semi-autos. But yeah, so that's some of the protection stuff in the woods. I like pistols because the reason why I got a 44 Magnum was do I carry my 308 rifle? Do I carry an AR-15? Do I carry a pump shotgun for bears, anti-personnel, mountain lions, super aggressive freaks, Sasquatch, because that's what we're researching here. This dogman thing, that scares me way more than the Bigfoots. Actually, the Bigfoot's one of the last reasons I carry a gun. It's all the other stuff in the woods. The homeless population is exploding right now in California, and it's a problem. I mean, I've been out in the woods here in Orange County and been approached by people, and you're out there by yourself sometimes with some really expensive camera equipment, and it's like, if you can find a way to carry legally with a hunting license or something, I encourage you to do it as long as you train. But anyway, we're going to be doing some recreational shooting and a little bit of training. But yeah, so instead of carrying a rifle on top of all this camera gear and collection gear and everything else and trying to film, it's just easier if I just carry a big-ass handgun. 44 Magnum, you can buy some very powerful loads for it, some cast lead or all copper solid ones. Go on YouTube, there's videos of people hunting Cape buffalo with 44 Magnums and stuff like that. And it's not that I'm a condoner of big game hunting, it's just when you see like a 2,000 or 3,000 pound animal being taken down with a handgun, it gives you kind of an idea of capabilities. But anyway, that's just defense. What else have I got here? Yeah, the data collection kit, lots of water, nice healthy snacks. Yes, I usually eat pretty healthy, but we got some junk food going around this time. Lots of water. I got a pretty good supply of water always in the house, bottled water. Now, most of the time I use my Nalgene bottles for day-to-day when I go to the gym or regular hikes. But I do have bottled water stored. Arrowhead is really good to store because you see these plastic bins they use. Now, I talked to an Arrowhead rep because when I worked at a hospital, we used Arrowhead for disaster containment water. And Arrowhead uses the same plastic in their big bottles as they do their little bottles. And it's a special proprietary blend. No other water company uses Arrowhead bottles. Their plastic, it doesn't leach the taste. Like if you use Crystal Geyser or Costco brand water, even if it sits in a closet for a couple months or even in your fridge, it won't hurt you, but it starts to taste plasticky and it's just not good. Arrowhead doesn't do that. My wife says it does a little bit. I mean, I think if it sat for 3 or 4 years and it got kind of warm, you'd have a slight plasticky, but it's nowhere near as other ones. In fact, a lot of these waters I've had a couple years and you don't taste any difference. Tastes fresh to me. So that's why Arrowhead's really superior, because they use a better plastic even in their little bottles as well. So yeah, I've got a supply, and on these trips I take these waters to rotate them out because it's good to rotate your emergency supplies. Cooler, that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're going to be up there a few days. We set a couple of trail cameras to check. I want to do a couple videos, one on tree knocking, do a little demonstration. That reminds me, I need to grab my baseball bat. Yeah, I got to grab that too. It's amazing how, and then like, since it's my in-laws' house in the woods, they're always like, hey, can you bring this up? Can you bring this up? And we're taking the little Camaro, and it's going to be one loaded little car. But the good news is half the stuff isn't coming back, like all the consumables and everything like that. So we got a bunch of stuff in the fridge. I need to load up the cooler, good old trusty cooler here. But yeah, just go out, have a good time. Also, this is a lot of gear and stuff. if you're getting into Bigfoot, you can get really far. If you've got an iPhone 8 or a nicer iPhone and you have a selfie stick that you can support the camera with, you don't need to get a GoPro. You can go out in the woods, be quiet, sneak around, take a small pocket tape measure, which I have in here somewhere. If you find footprints, if you find twisted and snapped trees, document it all on film. That's the other thing too, is I'm not much of a watch person. I used to be into watches, but out in the woods where we go, I usually rarely get cell phone reception, and I usually have other filming devices. So leaving the phone in my backpack or something else, so I got a cheap Timex watch with the Indiglo feature that glows. I'm an analog watch guy, so I got an analog watch. But yeah, you don't need much to get started. If you've got a phone and a pair of hiking boots and a backpack and a bottle of water, you can go out and go research Bigfoot. Now, I recommend, just because, like I said, non-Bigfoot stuff, if you can carry some pepper spray, some bear spray, a large hunting knife, keep your wits about you, get a friend to go with you, you're always much safer. But yeah, that's pretty much a quick gear check, and everybody stay safe in the woods.